eco-friendly 18-volt camera-guided robot mower that claims it can handle a 1600 square foot lawn with no setup. The YardCare V100.
Sounds ambitious, right?
In this video we'll go over things like ease of use, performance, features and value for the money. Stick around until the end to see the full breakdown.
Hi, I'm Linn and it's time for another fun product review.
First of all, let's talk specs. The V100 runs on an 18-volt 4 amp hour battery, giving it a theoretical coverage area of 1600 square feet. It uses a 6.3-inch cutting width and allows a cutting height between 0.8 and 2.4 inches. What really sets it apart is the visual navigation system, a built-in HD camera plus collision sensors, meant to detect grass and steer autonomously. But will this really work as advertised? Let's see.
Here are the only things in the package.
I mean, it kind of looks a bit like a little vacuum cleaner or a pool robot, if you've seen those. It's very small. It comes with a separate 18-volt battery that you take out to charge, kind of like your drill battery or whatever. When I first saw this, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was just surprised at how basic, how simple it is, which is a good thing. It's very tactile. This here is where you adjust the cutting height of the grass. It says 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We have a bright red stop button, and then here we have a couple of buttons that control everything. I haven't played with these yet. There's also like a bumper feature. Here we have like the sensor and a camera. There's a rain sensor here as well. In the back here is where we put in the battery and we're ready to use it. The wheels, like the tires here, they're just hard plastic. And then on the bottom we have this kind of wheel that just spins. These are the cutting blades. So we have these kind of razor blade style blades. And it also comes with 3 extra blades that you can replace these with. So we have some space here. In my experience in the past, trying robotic lawnmowers, I mean, you do get grass and stuff kind of stuck in here, so you have to brush these off every now and then. We'll see how this one goes. Cute though, isn't it? It is so small. It's just like very manageable. In terms of weight, it measures 21.2 pounds or 9.6 kilos, which really isn't too bad. It is easy to pick up and move around to different places. Now, turning it on is easy. You first push the button on the left, wait a few seconds, and then choose whether you want the regular or spiral mode, and then push OK. This is like a budget lawnmower. If you know, some of these can get quite pricey. This is a quite affordable model. And so I was wondering, like, how well is this actually going to cut? So far, it seems to be doing a good job. Now, this lawnmower, I mean, it couldn't be simpler to operate. You don't set any parameters. You don't map out your lawn. You simply place the mower where you want it to mow. And it will realize where there is a path, where there are any obstacles, and it will stay on grass. Okay, initial test is doing very well. It is like moving around kind of slowly, figuring out the space. It's just doing its job, kind of figuring out where it can go.
Very correct.
One of the features listed is obstacle avoidance and visual navigation technology. I was curious at first how well this actually works. And so far I haven't actually had it bump into anything. It hasn't actually touched anything. It realizes ahead of time that something is ahead of it and then it backs out and does this little dance. It's not particularly fast. However, it does cut the grass well and it avoids any areas that isn't lawn without bumping into it. Spiral mode activated. See how we're gonna just go round and round and round. If you want to make sure it doesn't cut certain sections, you can put in these magnetic kind of strips, which they sell separately, and that will prevent it from going in areas where you don't want it to. I don't really have any areas like that right now. I mean, like if you have flower beds or something where there's no like firm border, I don't know, it's kind of fun to watch. It's just kind of moving around. I do like the simplicity of it. Not a lot of setup, not a lot of like annoying things. According to the manual, the average working time is 70 minutes and the charging time for the battery is 110 minutes. So far, I've used it for a couple of sessions, and each time the battery has lasted for about an hour and 45 minutes, close to 2 hours. So pretty good so far. According to the manual, it can climb lawns up to 20 degrees or 35%. I tried it out in one section here that is definitely a bit of a climb, and it did it just perfect. After using the lawnmower, it's a good idea to brush off any debris or dirt that gets stuck under the cutters. Now you may think that these cutters are so thin, like how could they even work? But these are standard on robotic lawnmowers and they work well. You can see after a session here, it did get a bit clogged up. We were cutting wet grass, but it brushes off without any issues. So let's recap. Build quality, pretty sturdy, and for the price, not bad. Ease of use. I mean, very easy to use. Nothing complicated about it. Performance. It cuts the grass, so it is getting the job done. As you cut a finer level, it stops every now and then and starts again. You can definitely see the grass here where it's been cutting. This mower uses AI vision to figure out where your lawn begins and ends. The wide-angle camera is 135 degrees, and it also has built-in AI obstacle detection, so it can recognize over 150 different objects you might find in a yard, from flower pots to toys and garden furniture. One small thing to note, if your grass is taller than 2.6 inches, the mower might actually see it as an obstacle, so give it a quick trim first if it's gotten long. Once it starts up, the camera locks onto the grass and it begins to work its way methodically across the lawn. I was playing around putting it to the lowest setting, and you can definitely tell where it's been cutting and where it hasn't. Features. Well, we can control the height of the grass, and it does a good job avoiding any objects, any areas that isn't lawn. Maintenance. A bit of cleaning now and then, and I would keep it out of the rain and protected when not using it. Value for money. I'd say excellent value. This is a good deal. You get a robust little mower that will cut your grass, and that's easy to use. I have a pretty big lawn, and this is really designed for a smaller, like up to 1,600 square feet. More information about this in the description below. If you are looking for an affordable robot lawnmower for your relatively small contained lawn, then I mean this is ideal. It seems perfect to me. No hassle, not a lot of annoyances, just a little robot mower that's gonna move around and do its thing and cut your lawn for you. Question: would you get something like this? What do you see as pros and cons? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I feel like a bit like it's like a dog or something. It's a pet.